Hi guys, welcome to Friday. Fun Friday today. We are going to focus on the snatch. We're going to get to snatch with a barbell and with a dumbbell. For the warm-up, we're going to start 40 seconds on, 20-second transition. We're going to start by practicing our side-facing dumbbell or kettlebell burpees. So what I want you to do is set up your dumbbell or kettlebell, have your feet in line with the weight. So you're going to jump back into your burpee, jump forward, and then jump over the weight. So the reason I want you to have your feet in line with the weight just makes the jumping over a lot easier, I should say. That's the RX version where your feet are jumping back, jumping forward, and jumping over together. If you need to modify, you can step back, you can stay in this plank position, you can step forward, and then step over the weight instead of jumping. Next we're going to do is a reverse plank hold. So this is also sometimes called an extension plank. What you're going to do is set up your hands just past the hips and then hike the hips up to the ceiling, look up at the ceiling, squeeze the butt, everything stays nice and tight. Really try and open up the shoulders as well. Next we're going to do is go into our V-ups or our sit-ups. So for these guys, what I want you to do is start and finish the rep in a hollow body hold. So we're going to get in our tucked up, balled up position here, feet together, toes pointed. I'm going to come up, keep my legs straight, and then hit the toes with my fingers. If I need to modify, I could hit the shins, or I can just go to my sit-up, butterfly the feet, and go back, touch the shoulder blades, and then come up and then touch in front of the toes. Next what we're going to do is go into our Pvc Pass-Throughs. So for these guys, I want you to measure, have the bar hit that hip crease, arms out wide. You're going to shrug as you come up and over the head, and then you're going to shrug as you come back through. So take your time with this. Don't try to feel like you have to rush it. If you don't have a PVC at home, most of you have jump ropes at home, so do the same thing. Just kind of hold it in half here, go up and over the head, shrug coming back through. Next what we're going to do is go into a single dumbbell or kettlebell flow. So what I want you to do is, the weight's going to be on the ground between the feet, horizontal. I want you to deadlift the weight up to your waist. From here we're going to bicep curl, we're going to shoulder press, and then we're going to go behind the head for a tricep extension. And then I'm just going to reverse that on the way back down. Okay. So from the side, push the butt back, deadlift the weight up, bicep curl, overhead press, and then tricep extension, and then come back down. Next we're going to do is work on our alternating power snatches. So for these guys, the weight should also be horizontal between the feet. I'm going to think about zipping my coat and locking out overhead. So I'm going to keep the weight close and then use that hip drive to get the weight up overhead. I'm going to come down, I'm going to switch arms, notice the butt is back, knees are bent, zip the coat, and then lock out overhead. You can also land with your legs bent. Just make sure that you stand all the way up at the top. And also make sure that if you're transferring to your other hand, not from the ground, but from anywhere else, it has to be below the head. Okay, and then I can snatch up, stand all the way up, transfer to my other hand. Next we're going to do is go into our weighted PVC hang snatches. So for these, again, measure, make sure that the arms are out at the correct distance. We're going to start with our deadlift because this is a hang movement. I want you to push the butt back. Bar's going to stay above the knees. We're going to jump and punch, lock the bar out overhead, and again, the ears should be covered by the biceps. I'm going to use the bar to push the butt back, reset for my next rep. Okay, so just make sure that you deadlift the weight first and then stay above the knees for the hang. If you're at home, what I want you to do is grab 2 weights and perform a double dumbbell or kettlebell hang snatch. So same idea, you're going to deadlift the weight first, and then you're going to hike it through the legs and then snatch out overhead. So I'm going to deadlift, hike, and snatch. Notice that I have a slight bend to the elbow as I come up. So in slow motion, I hike. As I'm coming, and there's a slight bend here, and then I lock the arm out overhead. Just make sure to really hike the weights through the hips to use that hip drive to get them overhead. those of you at the gym, half the class goes start on WOD A, half the class goes start on WOD B, and then you'll switch. So WOD A is a 7-minute AMRAP. It is 7 hang snatches, 95 pounds for the guys, 63 for the ladies. Or if you're at home, try that double dumbbell or kettlebell hang snatch. Again, deadlift the bar first or deadlift the weights first, then go to your hang. After that, you're gonna go 14 toes to bar or V-ups. So I want you to use a weight that you can go unbroken with for those 7 reps, especially because you're coming from the hang. You don't wanna have to do extra deadlifts to deadlift the weight up and then perform your hang movement. So you wanna deadlift the weight, get all 7 reps in. I highly recommend hook gripping. So that's where the fingers go around the thumbs if you're using the barbell. Even if you're using the dumbbells or kettlebells, I often hook grip those as well. Some modifications, obviously reduce the weight to something you can go unbroken with. If it's too hard to use 2 dumbbells or kettlebells, just do the 1. You're still gonna deadlift, you're still gonna come from the hang, but I want you to do 14 total. So that way you do 7 on one arm, 7 on the other. And then if you don't have toes to bar, perform knees to chest, knees to 90, or sit-ups. If you're at home, V-ups or sit-ups work. After a 3.5-minute rest transition, we're gonna go to WOD B. This is actually a repeat of 18.0s. That was the CrossFit Open year 2018. This was actually kind of a pre-open workout. It was 4 time with a 7-minute time cap. So 21, 15, 9, you're gonna do 21 alternating dumbbell power snatches, 50 pounds for the guys, 35 pounds for the ladies, and then 21 side-facing dumbbell burpees, then 15 of each, 9 of each. So remember, on our alternating dumbbell snatches, both heads need to touch the ground. Your hand that's not holding the dumbbell has to stay off of your body, all right? You can't use it to push off of your leg to help you get the weight up overhead. Again, you need to transfer anywhere below the head when you're switching hands. On the burpees, make sure that both feet are traveling together. So they're both jumping back, both jumping forward, both jumping over the weight. Don't do one leg at a time. Also, this is a sprint, so go quickly, and you should have a weight that you could bang out all of these reps unbroken on the snatches. You shouldn't have to break any of this up. And you should keep just a really nice, steady, fast pace on your burpees. For our last part here, our finisher, this is going to be 30 seconds on, 30-second transition for 4 rounds, so 12 minutes total. Minute 1, you're going to start with the single dumbbell or kettlebell bicep curl, or you can go to a single arm. If you're at the gym, you could use an empty barbell. Minute 2 is going to be a ring plank hold. Minute 3, you're going to use that weight for an overhead tricep extension. And then minute 4 is going to be our plank taps. So depending on the size of weight that you have, you can hold one weight like so and curl it with both arms. If it's a lighter weight and you just want to do one arm at a time, that's fine. Just make sure you switch to the other arm the next time that movement comes around. On the ring plank hold, what you can do to make that movement a little bit easier is just walk your feet in. It just kind of increases the incline, which helps assist you make the movement a little bit easier. For the overhead tricep extension, you have a couple of options. You can hold the weight like this and then extend overhead like we did in the warm-up, or you can hold it vertically and extend that way. And then lastly, for our plank taps, you're just going to set up your weight in front of you, go into a plank position, tap the weight with one hand, and then alternate arms. So you want to stay in that nice tight plank position, squeeze the butt, squeeze everything nice and tight for the plank movements. Guys, be sure to put in Zen Planner and in the comments below your score for the WOD A AMRAP and any modifications you made, as well as your time for WOD B. Move quickly. Guys, good luck. Have fun.